Hi, I'm Ray, and I wanted to talk to you today about something I've been looking into. Most recently, I've been looking inward at myself and trying to find out, why we do or I do what I do, why I act the way I do, and why certain situations that have happened in my life have happened, and what my role was in all of it. And I was watching a video. Someone who I've been just recently, I just found her on YouTube, and her name is Teal Swan, and she's very, very helpful. She discusses a lot of information and situations and everything pertinent to human psychology and why we do what we do, or why we act the way we do, or why we think the way we do. So in watching her, I came across a video that she had done that really resonated with me. And it was in regards to what she called the false villain dynamic, and, and anger, and why things happen, the way they do. And this was extremely pertinent to something that happened with me that I've been just mulling over, trying to figure out what my part was in it, what part I played in it. And so anyway, she started talking about anger and how it's a reaction to a perceived powerlessness, and how anger occurs when someone opposes one of your boundaries. And that opposition then induces pain. So anger will escalate to a state of rage when whatever thing or person that opposes the boundary shows a pattern of unworkability, and therefore creating the sensation in the person that is feeling the anger that no matter what they do, they're not going to be able to change anything to this thing that's opposing the boundary. And therefore, they are losing hope about their capacity to get out of this painful situation or this fear. For example, imagine that one of your boundaries is that you need a person that is available to you, and then your partner withdraws. Your partner is not available to you. There's a lack of communication, or they just completely block you out. This will cause you to feel pain, and then again, if you feel powerlessness to getting your partner to be available to you, you'll then get angry. And if your anger does nothing to discourage their behavior and encourage a positive change to their behavior, and then they continue to be unavailable, they are demonstrating unworkability. They're not willing to work with you on this. They see things their way, it's going to be their way, and that's it. And then, likely your anger could then even turn into rage. So, if a person or a partner is to be an ally to each other, actually a person or a partner should be an ally to each other's best interests. And when one opposes your boundaries, a need, a desire, or something perceived to be in your best interest, the partner doesn't feel like an ally to their well-being anymore. This person is no longer, putting my well-being into, any action, or they don't even care. So it causes pain, and it can be quite frightening in a world where your entire life experience is controlled by this person. So it kicks you into a state of powerlessness instantaneously. And then you do what you can to make sure your partner is allied with you. I mean, you want to do what you can because your main goal is to be allied with this person. And when it's not happening, you get angry, and then you try to discourage future opposition. We try to teach them how we want to be treated, and discourage disconnection. We want to discourage the unavailability, or whatever behavior is being exhibited. And then if you look closely, you'll see that the genuine purpose behind anger, you will see that it acts to promote a social bond, not disrupt it. I mean, we all want to get along, right? And we all want to have peace and harmony. When you become angry, though, thus demonstrating you're not in alignment with this person right now, at this point, both parties should seek to realign with each other. I mean, both parties should be willing to, look at it, whatever it is you're trying to discuss, whatever concern or desire or need that you have. And you should work together towards coming to, a common ground. But if that does not occur, the person then thinks that there's something wrong with them. And this means that the partner is unavailable to you and not in alignment with you, not working with you. And it gives clear points. It gives, it says that you can do nothing to get the other person to change their mind. You have to put up with it and see it how they see it. And, you sacrifice your own well-being. And then it says, basically that you're the bad guy and you are the problem. So, we have this societal norm right now that the one who gets angry is creating the problem. When you get frustrated because you're trying over and over again to reach somebody or to get to some common ground with your ally, your partner, your person, excuse me, and they're not willing to meet you halfway or even part way or even take a step towards meeting you, you tend to get angry and frustrated. And the one who gets angry is usually creating the problem according to society, right? The one who gets angry is the one who started the conflict. That's what the societal norm is today. The one who gets angry is the one who is seen as bad and wrong. And the one who gets angry is the one who loses in the end. The sad reality is that in this society, people can use this as a smokescreen for their own dysfunctional behavior and patterns. Let me say that again. This society, people can use as a smokescreen for their own dysfunctional behavior and patterns. They can employ all kinds of damaging behaviors and all kinds of patterns that can destroy things. They can be pretty malicious, actually, but it doesn't matter as long as it's the other person that gets mad. A person can make themselves seem like the good guy as long as they're not the one who gets angry. And then the other person is the bad guy, right? You could get to a point where you're so frustrated because you're trying and trying and trying, and then, it comes out. You anger, you release it as anger and frustration because it's like, I want you to value me. I want you to see my worth, and you're not seeing it. And, a lot of this is a codependency, but that's for another video. And, but their own dysfunctional behavior because, they're not willing to work on this. And, and then they employ damaging behaviors and they destroy things without, by their unavailability, their unwillingness. So, a person can make themselves seem like they're the good guy as long as they're not the one who gets angry. And in today's society, anger can make a person who is the actual problem in a situation be seen as the good guy, right? It can make a person who is not in the wrong be seen as the one who is in the wrong. And it can make a person who did not start the conflict be seen as the one who started the conflict. It's really, really funny how this gets turned around. And it can make the person who is in, the true victim in the situation be seen as the villain instead. But not that any victim mentality is healthy or good. We do teach people how to treat us. I'm speaking about, not like a victim of a crime, Okay, I'm talking about feeling like you're a victim in a situation. So, the person who is the true victim in this situation be seen as the villain instead. Not that any victim mentality is good, like I said, but this is what they call the false villain dynamic of anger. And I just want, people to know that this actually happens, that the person who expresses the anger doesn't necessarily mean that it's not that they're the bad guy. It's like all of their frustration and anger comes out. But a lot of times, you got to look at what's behind it, the manipulation behind it, the dynamic behind it, the dysfunctionalness behind the person, who sometimes they even can taunt you into releasing your anger. It can be totally dysfunctional, and it can get totally malicious, and they're just out there smelling like a rose. They think they're great. Look at what this person did to me, right? But there are two sides to every situation, and it's time we started to see that this is the human psychology. All right, this actual false villain dynamic, all right, is real. It's true, and it's time that we start knowing our worth and our value, and not allowing anyone to make you, don't allow anyone to control how you feel about yourself, to lose any faith in yourself, or lose any well-being or self-worth. And unfortunately, a lot of these times, these situations come up because we didn't know this about ourselves. We didn't know our own worth. We didn't know our own value. So these situations happen. But I just wanted you to know that there is another way to look at things. When you're releasing anger, a lot of times, the dysfunctionality on the other side of things is huge. So I hope this helps somebody to at least maybe feel a little better about situations that may have come about that are similar, and that fall under this dynamic. So the false villain dynamic. And as always, know your own worth, know your own value, know that you're loved, and know that you're amazing, complete, and whole, just the way you are. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.